Most people spend their entire lives being nice, being patient, being understanding, giving second chances, trusting too easily, shrinking themselves to keep others comfortable, and they call it kindness. But here is what they don't tell you. The world does not reward kindness. The world rewards intelligence. Ruthless, clear-eyed, uncomfortable intelligence. The kind that sees people exactly as they are. The kind that protects you before you need protecting. The kind that makes you impossible to manipulate, impossible to use, and impossible to destroy. Today I'm giving you 8 lessons that the most psychologically powerful people alive have learned, usually through pain, betrayal, and loss. You don't have to go through what they went through. You just have to listen. Lesson 8 is the one that will change how you see everything. Lesson 1. Everyone is acting from self-interest, including you. This is the most uncomfortable truth in all of human psychology. Every single person you have ever met, every friend, every partner, every colleague, every stranger, is primarily motivated by their own self-interest. Not because people are evil, but because that is how human beings are built. Self-preservation is the deepest instinct we have. Everything else, generosity, loyalty, love, is layered on top of it. The dangerously smart person understands this completely. They don't become cynical about it. They don't become bitter. They simply stop being surprised by it. When someone does something that hurts you, instead of asking, "How could they do this to me?" they ask, "What did they gain from this?" That shift in question changes everything. Because when you understand what people want, you understand what they will do. And when you understand what they will do, nothing they do can ever truly catch you off guard again. This is not pessimism. This is clarity. And clarity is the foundation of all real intelligence. Lesson 2. Never explain yourself to people who have already decided. Here is something most people waste enormous energy doing. Explaining themselves to people who have already made up their minds. Someone has decided you are wrong. Decided you are guilty. Decided you are not good enough. And you spend hours, sometimes years, trying to change their mind with logic, evidence, and emotion. It never works, because their conclusion was never based on logic in the first place. It was based on emotion, ego, or self-interest, and no amount of rational explanation will override an emotional decision. The ruthless lesson is this: your energy is finite. Explanation is expensive. Invest it only in people who are genuinely open to being wrong. Everyone else gets silence. Not anger, not frustration. Just the quiet withdrawal of your attention, which is the most valuable thing you own. The dangerously smart person never argues with a closed mind. They simply remove themselves from the conversation and let time do what logic cannot. Lesson 3. How people treat others is exactly how they will eventually treat you. Pay very close attention to this one. When someone you've just met tells you about how they treated their ex, listen. When they tell you how they handled a falling out with a friend, listen. When they describe how they behave when they don't get what they want, listen. Because they are not telling you about someone else. They are showing you a preview of themselves. Most people make the mistake of thinking, "They would never treat me that way, I'm different. Our relationship is special." It is not special. You are not the exception. The ruthless truth is that people have patterns. Deep, consistent, largely unchangeable patterns of behavior, okay? And those patterns do not make exceptions for people they claim to love. The dangerously smart person watches how someone treats waiters, assistants, strangers, and people who can do nothing for them. That behavior, not the behavior directed at you, is who they actually are. Watch carefully. People always show you who they are. Most people just choose not to believe it. Lesson 4. Your reputation is your most powerful weapon. Protect it ruthlessly. In the game of power and influence, reputation is everything. Not your skills, not your intelligence, not your effort, your reputation. What people believe about you before you even enter the room. A strong reputation opens doors that talent alone never could. It creates trust before a single word is spoken. It makes people want to work with you, invest in you, protect you. A damaged reputation, even unfairly, can destroy years of work in days. The dangerously smart person understands this and guards their reputation with absolute ruthlessness. They never publicly lose control of their emotions. They never engage in petty conflicts that make them look small. They never allow their private struggles to become public entertainment. And when someone attacks their reputation, they do not respond with emotion. They respond with behavior. Quietly, consistently demonstrating through their actions who they actually are. Because in the long game of life, character always outlasts slander. But only if you protect it like it is the most valuable thing you own. Because it is. Lesson 5. Master your emotions, or they will master you. This is the lesson that separates the merely intelligent from the dangerously smart. Intelligence without emotional control is a weapon with no safety. It is powerful and equally dangerous to the person holding it. Every time you react in anger, you hand power to the person who provoked you. Every time you cry in frustration, you show your pressure points. Every time you celebrate too loudly, you reveal what matters most to you, and therefore, what can be used against you. The dangerously smart person feels everything. Deeply, they are not emotionless. They simply have an iron wall between what they feel and what they show. This is not suppression. This is strategy, because the person who can remain calm when everyone around them is reacting instantly becomes the most powerful person in any room. They see clearly when others are blinded by emotion. They decide rationally when others are deciding impulsively. They speak precisely when others are saying things they will regret. Emotional mastery is not about being cold. It is about choosing when and to whom you give the privilege of seeing what moves you. Lesson 6. Silence is information. Learn to read what is not said. Most people listen to what is said. The dangerously smart person listens to what is not said. The topics someone avoids. The question they deflect with humor. The detail they leave out of an otherwise complete story. The word they chose instead of the more obvious one. Every gap in communication is filled with information, if you know how to read it. When someone says, "I'm fine," with a certain flatness, they are not fine. When someone answers a direct question with a story instead of a yes or no, they are hiding something. When someone goes unusually quiet after a specific topic is raised, that topic matters more than anything they have openly said. Or developing this skill requires one thing above all others: the patience to stop filling silences yourself. Most people are so uncomfortable with gaps in conversation that they rush to fill them, and in doing so, they destroy the very information those gaps we're trying to give them. Go quiet. Let the silence stay. Watch what the other person does with it. What they do in that moment will tell you more about what is really happening than everything they have said in the entire conversation. Lesson 7. Never make someone a priority who makes you an option. This is perhaps the most painful lesson on this entire list, because most people learn it too late, after years of giving everything to someone who was only giving them what was convenient. Here is how to recognize it. You are always available for them. They are available for you when nothing better is happening. You think about them constantly. They think about you occasionally. You would rearrange your life for them. They would not rearrange an afternoon for you. This is not a relationship. This is a transaction, one in which you are consistently paying more than you are receiving. And the ruthless truth is this: the moment you accept being an option, you teach that person exactly how little they need to give you. The dangerously smart person understands their own value with absolute clarity. They do not chase, they do not beg, they do not negotiate for basic respect. They simply withdraw completely and without drama from anyone who cannot match their energy. Not as punishment, not as manipulation, as self-respect. Because you cannot pour from an empty cup, and no person on earth is worth emptying yourself for. Lesson 8. The most dangerous version of you is the one who no longer needs approval. This is the lesson I promised you, and it is the one that will change everything. From the moment you were born, you were trained to seek approval from parents, teachers, friends, partners, colleagues. Your entire sense of self was built around the feedback of others. Do they like me? Do they approve? Am I enough? And as long as you need the answer to those questions to feel okay, you are controllable. Because anyone who controls your need for approval controls you. The most psychologically dangerous transformation a person can undergo is the moment they genuinely stop needing approval. Not pretending not to need it, not suppressing the need, actually releasing it through enough self-knowledge, enough self-respect, and enough experience to know that the opinion of others is simply data. Useful sometimes, irrelevant mostly. When you reach this place, something profound shifts. You stop performing, you stop shrinking, you stop editing yourself for other people's comfort. You become exactly who you are, completely and without apology. And that version of you, that unedited, unapologetic, approval-free version of you, is the most powerful thing you will ever become. That is what dangerously smart actually means, not knowing more than others, being free in a way that most people never allow themselves to be. Deliver Lesson 8 slowly and with complete conviction. This is the most powerful moment in the entire series so far. 8 ruthless lessons. Everyone acts from self-interest. Understand it. Never explain to closed minds. Conserve your energy. How people treat others is how they'll treat you. Watch carefully. Guard your reputation. It is your greatest weapon. Master your emotions, or they will master you. Read what is not said. Silence is information. Never be someone's option. Know your value. Release the need for approval. Become dangerous. Most people will never learn these lessons, not because they aren't capable, but because the truth is uncomfortable and comfort is addictive. You just chose truth. Share this with someone who is ready to hear it. Subscribe to Inner Shadow, because this is only the beginning. Void, control the mind, or be controlled.